I'm here behind the Stampede, and I received a comment about the Temecula Loop. And while the Temecula Loop isn't complete yet, we're working on it. But I want to show you today the section from Old Town to Sommers Bend, and then next week I'll show you that Butterfield stage section, and then the following week I'll do the Temecula Creek to Old Town. So follow along. There are currently two sections of the Old Town to Sommers Bend where you have to cross like at grade, right? Like with traffic. And Rancho California Road is one of them. But the construction that the Army Corps of Engineers is doing right now will take the creek path underneath Rancho California Road, and we'll be able to connect up here to the Diaz Trail. I've made it up to the Winchester and Diaz Road intersection. And I'm going to show you a couple ways that I approach this intersection, because depending on which way you're going, you have to approach it in different ways. If you're going north and you tried to cross this crosswalk, it's really difficult to access the trailhead, which is way down here, right? There's no sidewalk there. There is a bike lane, but you'd be riding against the flow of traffic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ride on the sidewalk here coming off the trail. And you can do two things. You can go all the way down to the light here and cross at the crosswalk. But today I'm going to show you how I do it when it's early in the morning or late in the evening and there's not a ton of traffic on Winchester Road. Now I usually wait until the light changes for north-south on Diaz, so you don't really have a ton of traffic on Winchester. What I'm going to do is I'm going to merge over after these vehicles, and I'm going to enter the creek path. I'm now behind Chaparral High School, and that's the pedestrian bridge that goes to Harveston. It's taken me from Old Town to Chaparral High School 22 minutes on my bike. That's pretty decent to ride your bike from Old Town all the way to Chaparral High School. So you can imagine if you lived in Old Town or somewhere near Old Town, and let's say you worked somewhere along the Winchester corridor from, let's say, even as far up as Nicholas, all the way down to the freeway, you could ride your bike to work. And I think a lot of that, the conversation around trails overlooks the mobility component of what we're trying to do here. This isn't all for recreation. This is a recreation component of it, but there's real mobility and connectivity issues that we're solving with this trail. And you can think about high school students being able to ride their bikes to school, and they do. We don't have a problem. They actually just installed a ton of new bike racks at Chaparral High School to accommodate for the rise in ridership. And I think that's due in large part to the work we're doing here, making it safer for everyone to get around Temecula. All right. I am on the new section of the Nicholas Road extension. So this is like a class 1 bike lane, cycle track, off street, whatever you want to call it. I made it out to the park and ride, the trailhead here at the end of Butterfield Stage in about 40 or so minutes. And that's a very leisurely pace. I ride at what they call a party pace. I'm not racing the Tour de France, right? I am out enjoying my morning on a bike. I'm gonna head back into Old Town. So I'll show you how I navigate that Winchester Road section on the way back. Everything else would be identical to how we got out here. And if you think about the distance, you're gonna get about a 15-mile round trip ride from Old Town to here and back. Pretty cool, 15 miles. I've seen quite a few different folks this morning, definitely new folks out on bikes that I have never seen before. People running, people just walking. This is really cool to see. No, I'll head back and I'll show you the rest. As we come to the Winchester intersection again, or where the trail ends at Winchester, I want to talk through how I would approach this. And this will be the most difficult crossing that we have. You have a couple options. So I'm looking east, that's Enterprise Circle, that signals Enterprise Circle. So you can come off the trail and you can go down the sidewalk, and then you can cross at the crosswalk, and then you can come back along the other sidewalk and connect to Diaz Trail. That's one option. The second option is, like right now, there's no traffic. I will go straight across the street, hop on the sidewalk right there, which is what I'll show you as I do it, and then ride down to Diaz. The third option is you can get in this bike lane and you can ride this all the way down to Diaz, and then you can cross at the intersection there. So there's three options here. Now that's going to be a little bit harder when there's more traffic, and I fully recognize that. This Saturday morning, Thursday afternoon, it's going to be much more difficult. So if you're out here, you're going to have to make a judgment call, and you're going to have to think, if I can get across and it's safe, do it, or go down to the crosswalk and go use the crosswalk. So you have options right now, and we're working on a safer, easier, more intuitive solution to get across Winchester. All right, just over 15 miles out and back here from the Stampede to Sommers Bend. I showed you how to get over Rancho Cal, how to get over Winchester, and all the sections in between. On my way back, I got a burrito from folks that were spreading the good word on the trail. So I'll post that video tomorrow, which is such a cool interaction. Next week, I'm going to show you the Butterfield stage section of the Temecula Loop. See you then.